In this video, we're gonna see how to station the tool thanks to two building lines. In this side, we have two nails on the ground and two barterboards. The two nails are showing the grid number 1 and the two barterboards are showing the grid A. Thanks to these two axes, we will be able to station the tool and then lay out all the axes and the full building itself. The first line I'm gonna use is a grid A, from this barterboard to the one over there. And the grid 1 from this nail to the one over there. I select the project I'm going to work in, and I go to stationing. Thanks to grid lines, which is the fourth option, I take care about the warning. Now I select the first line, like asked on the bottom of the screen. The first is a grid number 1. I first need to lock on my tool on the prism. I click on the arrow on top of the screen, it turns on the video camera streaming. I need to push on the red cross. I hold my finger on the screen and then I move it. When I see the prism, I can click on it. I push on the padlock. If the arrow on the top is not crossed anymore, I am able to take the measurement. I go to my first point. I plumb my pole and I measure. I go to my second point and I do the same. And I measure. I select my second line. I go to the first point on the second line. And I'm going to use the second accessory, the layout card. The laser is aligned with the prism, so the dot here on the nail is exactly the center of my prism. I measure. I go to the second point of my second line. I adjust my laser on the nail and I measure. Now, thanks to these two grids, the tool could be in two different locations on site. S1 and S2 are the two possible locations of my station on site. I need to understand what is the real position of my tool. In this case, it is S1. I select it and I tick. This space is a deviation of stationing. I can see on the left-hand side of the screen that I'm out of square of 8 mm. This mistake can come from my surveyor or from my measurement. In real life, it would be too much and I would need to restart the stationing. The stationing enabled my tool to know its position in north and east. Now I'm going to measure an arrow to know what is the height of the tool. I click on the right of the screen to measure height. It brings me to this screen. I go close to the wall where my arrow is marked. I need to turn on the video to bring the dot to the wall. I click on the arrow on the top of the screen and I make it move to my direction. I can zoom in and out thanks to the cursor on the left-hand side of the screen. At the moment I am in prism mode. I switch to the laser mode by clicking on the arrow on the top of the screen and then clicking on the laser icon. Take care of the warning. Now I can use the fine adjustment thanks to the arrows on the left-hand side of the screen. I'm going to move roughly of 1 mm with a little arrow and 1 cm with a big one. When the green dot is exactly on the mark on the wall, I can measure. First, I tick on the right-hand side and I click on Set Manual Height. The BM height is benchmark. I write it here and then enter, and then I click on Measure. I tick. Now my station is defined with a height. I tick again and I can do my layout.